ready, Captain Jack.
Keep on saying that shit, girl.
Yeah, that's right. I hate your ass. You make me sick. I can't stand you. You act like a little boy instead of a grown ass man. I hate you.
Well, you know what? I hate your ass too. Do something.
Give me the keys to my car, though. You ain't going nowhere.
Get up off me, girl. See, there you go again. Bring your ass downstairs. Showing off in front of these fucking niggas. Get your ass back upstairs.
Fuck you and these ladies. I hate you.
I hate your ass too.
I love you. I love you so much, Jordan.
We all have situationships. Good sex, bad relationships. Had dinner dates, had vacation trips. Now the respect is lost, the admiration dips. And all we do is fucking on. Why have somebody lying with me every night? If they just gon' be lying to me every night, I'm trying, but I'm never right. Buying shit you never like. Two wrongs just make us wrong. Why even be together, right? We used to be lovers, now we used to each other. Keep accusing each other of us, using the other. And what's crazy is, soon as you fall back, they crawl back, saying they sorry and want it all back. How do I get myself in these situations?
Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. I would like to welcome you to another edition of the Everybody Hate to Sleep show. I am your host, Mac Maxwell. For those that's wondering, that's Fabulous featuring Mac Wiles. I forget who the girl is. Called Situationship. That's like giving CPR to something already dead. Damn. Whew. Lord have mercy. Mercy have Lord.
That stung a little bit. Felt that in my chest.
I have a reoccurring guest here on the show. Illustrious guest, I must say. So illustrious that we've given her a nickname here. So anytime that she is on this show, I don't know, like if y'all see her in real life, she might not even acknowledge you. But anytime she's on this show, you will refer to her as Big Damo.
Happy to be here.
Anything else to be unfit alive? How you doing, Big D?
I'm pretty good.
That's good.
Feeling nice.
That's really good. Today's show, we got our first sponsor, folks. Today's show is sponsored by the good people over at La La Libations. If you need your palate, if you want your, not necessarily, I'm trying to think of another phrase to describe this because she pretty dope with this shit. So
That's true.
if you're looking for somebody to cater your event, you know, with some liquors, some infused adult beverages, infused treats, what she said, for cocktails and intoxicants. Go check out La La Libations. You can check her out on IG at LA_LA_libations. That is on IG and Facebook. On Facebook, I'm sorry, is La altogether libations. You can also catch her at www.lalalibations.com. Should I get a number? Telephone number 248-635-5298. I don't know if that, I only asked that because I don't know if that's her personal number, and I know it's a lot of creepy ass individuals out here. So once you and shout out to all the creeps that listen to the and not you and when I say creep, let me preference it by saying not you motherfuckers that make shit uncomfortable. You know, you motherfuckers that like to gawk at women and say inappropriate shit, and you know, then you might go as far as putting your unwanted touch on her. I'm not talking to you niggas. I'm talking to the niggas that make subtle comments. You know, the whole reason why you opening the door, you know why you opening the door. You trying to see her walk by. I mean, and that's the most genuinely creepy move a man can make. No, seriously. Seriously. Opening the door for a woman, it is a gentlemanly gesture. Don't get me wrong. But if you think for 1 second that man not looking at your ass when you walk by or sizing you up as you walk by, you're a fucking... I have some land. Some beach land. All sun in Rhode Island. It'll be all sun. It'll never be a cold day.
Wow.
I promise you it'll never be a cold day. So yeah, shout out to y'all, man. Once again, I appreciate everybody that's listening. Guess we can get right into the first topic. All right. The first topic of today, I call it the orange COVID.
Number 45.
Yeah, so
has a confirmed case of COVID.
Yeah, so those that don't know, the First Family, y'all First Family, has it's been reported that they have contracted the COVID-19 virus, and they are now in quarantine for the next 2 weeks. And the timing of it is, to me, very peculiar.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Because I think that the numbers were horrible after that debate. That's what I think. I think the numbers were horrible, and for him not to... Oh, yeah, that's crowning the helmet, big fella. You out for the rest of the game. So for him not to denounce white supremacy, I think that in itself had a lot to do with the numbers being the way that they are. So I feel that the powers that his campaign was like, we have to do something to spark the empathy of the people. Mm-hmm. And what better way to get people to empathize than to tell them that you are going through the same shit that everyone else is going through?
We don't. There's no empathy there. I'm sorry.
There's no empathy there for that?
Not for me. First of all, the way he has handled this situation has been horrible. He's put so many more people in danger, lied repeatedly, made suggestions that were laughable, almost insulting, So, hopefully this will teach him a lesson. Otherwise, I will say this just reminds me of, a show people watch, and we've watched as kids, and it's never steered us wrong yet. So, hoping for the best here, because if The Simpsons,
hey man,
has told us anything, they've been spot on.
What are they, like 10 for 10?
Yes, they are.
That's crazy.
So if they're correct, I'm all for it. If what was predicted in the show is actually correct, I'm all for it. I know that sounds horrible.
And I heard somebody on Twitter say that and I quote, Come on, COVID. You done finally did something ain't nobody was able to do. Now finish the fucking job.
Right.
That's fucking crazy.
It's crazy that people feel that way. But the path that we're going down with him in office, it's going to be pure hell and chaos. It's already pure hell.
So I wanted to ask you this. What is it about white supremacy that white people, like, I guess you could say powerful white people, they refuse to denounce it in public?
Because a lot of those people are their supporters, are their financial backers, the people that are promoting them, the people that is spreading their message. You know what I mean? So a lot of people in power who are non people of color, they don't want to discourage their fan base or their supporters. So if they were to denounce that publicly, what that would look like for them, in terms of the support that they have, a lot of that support would be diminished. So, I can understand why he denounced it, but it just solidifies for me the kind of person he is. And he has...
Why he hasn't denounced it.
Right, he hasn't. His racist, ignorant rants have been well known and worldwide. And it's no shock. It doesn't come as a shock. He's told you who he is.
And that's another thing.
And they picked him anyway.
That's another thing. Especially black people. Black people like to ask for transparency. They want you to be accountable for your actions. Own up to the shit that you are and what you do. So then when somebody actually does that, why is it like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that type of moment? He's telling you who he is.
I believe it.
So take him for face value and move accordingly.
Yeah. And
I really hate hearing that. I really do.
Yeah, I'm not ever shocked by any of that. None of that surprised me. None of it made me feel like, like, oh my God, he really said that. No, I expect it. I expect it. You've shown me who you are. And, take it as it will. COVID, it took a lot of friends and family this year. And it's a sad, sad state of events. But, hey, you going to do it. Do your job all the way. Go on here and take out that one more. Come on now. Come on. And 2020 might not have been a bad year after all. I'm just saying.
Right, because October started off crazy. Did you hear about the Flavor hair dude, the fake blood that went to jail, 6ix9ine dude? He got rushed to the hospital for because he overdosed on caffeine and diet pills.
What?
Yeah, he overdosed on caffeine and diet pills.
To do what?
I don't know. I guess to stay up and lose weight. I don't know. I don't see what the purpose of caffeine and diet pills.
Well, diet pills you can't take. You take diet pills and caffeine, it messes with your heart.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like, what's that stuff? It was some diet pill that used to be out years and years and years ago. My homegirl, she used to take them all the time, and she was an avid coffee drinker. That girl almost had a damn heart attack. It had really it was about to take her out the game. So, ain't no telling what he's going through. He probably he's one of the most hated folks out here.
I mean, but that's his decision. You know what I'm saying? He decided to do that.
Yeah.
He let them people use him as a pawn to put suspected alleged gang members in jail. He let that shit happen. So you got to live with that consequence, man.
Yeah.
So do you think that, because this is my thinking with the whole orange COVID shit. Like I was saying, they need to do something to get some type of empathy out of the public. So why not say we're going through the same shit that you're going through? So I think what's going to happen is in the next 2 weeks, He's going to come out and say, I did my quarantine thing. I'm feeling so much better. And I also use, what's that malaria drug? Hydrochloric, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever that malaria drug is. He's going to say he used that made him much better. And then that's when open trials and all this other dumb bullshit is going to come about.
Yeah, because that was a hot topic in the debate.
Yeah.
Was about the vaccine. Oh, we're ready with the vaccine. We're on with the vaccine.
He said it should be a vaccine available before the election. Does this motherfucker know the election is like damn near 8 weeks away? Mm-hmm. Less than 10 weeks away? So y'all going to have a vaccine for the public in the next 10 weeks? Do you know it takes 2 years? It takes 2 years human trials for a vaccine to even be fucking close to giving to somebody else.
No. Like, I have no stock in his opinion and the scientific knowledge and the facts because he's used to giving alternative facts. Mm-hmm. He doesn't speak truths. It's impossible for him to be truthful. So, you know, I can't get with it. Do your job, COVID. That's all I'm going to say. Do your job.
So, how do you feel about everything starting to kind of open back up?
Nervous. Very, very nervous. Because things are opening. Mm-hmm. But people are still not being cautious.
Right.
And so we're going to have an influx of numbers again. Shit's going to shut down again.
So you think it's going to shut down at some point again during the wintertime?
Yes, I do. Because flu season is going to be high.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be exceptionally cold this winter.
I think so too. I think we're gonna be in for a very cold winter.
Yeah, and I really believe that, you know, that this kind of virus they already talked about is thriving in that cold weather. So when flu season is coming and it's approaching and people are getting sick, they're more susceptible to catch it.
Right.
You know, it's going to be easier to catch it. And if you're not socially distancing, you're not wearing masks, you're touching, you're not sanitizing, it's gonna continue to happen again. We've already had cases in the northern part of Michigan spark up again.
Right.
What was it yesterday? 898 more cases.
Mm-hmm.
In a span of what, 24 to 48 hours? So, you know, it's like we were doing pretty good for a while, and it's just like, what's that thing you said? You give people rope, they become a cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So until people get it in their head that this is not a thing that's just going to go away.
Right.
That you have to maintain those procedures they put in place. It's going to happen. And if all those people are like, I can't get it, it only happened to old people. Bullshit. Young people dying. Young people are dying. They're catching it and dying because they don't have the capacity to handle it. Bullshit.
Right.
I ain't for it. Open up if you want to. I'm going to stay my black ass out. Just saying.
I feel it. And with the opening of schools and what the fuck is that? Gyms are now opening. Movie theaters are now opening. Bars and restaurants are now opening. I just want people to be safe, man. That's my whole thing. And if wearing a mask makes you safe, like, why is that so hard? Why do you feel like your rights are being taken from you because somebody asks you to keep yourself safe and the people around you? I look at it like driving. When you driving, you making sure you safe, and some people drive defensively
It's job for the other person. Yeah.
to make sure the other person is safe.
That's right.
So, no, but if you got a Charger or a fucking Challenger and you just a fucking asshole, then yeah, you're not gonna wear a mask. You're gonna say, I don't need a mask. The mask is constricting my breathing. The mask is part of the conspiracy theory to make you convert over for the super left. Like, shut the fuck up. And then as soon as your grandfather catch it, that's 80. Nigga already about dead. But as soon as this nigga catch the shit and die, they say, oh yeah, he caught the COVID.
But that's what people do. They don't.
Oh
they don't care about things like that until it comes in contact with them.
Oh my god.
Until it gets close to home, they don't care.
My grandfather died. The nigga was dying anyway. You just put the icing on the cake because you didn't want to fucking wear a mask when you take your stupid ass out to go smoke hookah.
Yeah,
Dumb fuck. I'm sorry, man. The American people need somebody on television calling them dumb fucks. I'm sorry. They need
There's
that.
a couple people on there like that.
They
What's that
need
guy's name? White guy, big nose.
White guy, big nose.
Not Ron Stewart. You know, he was the previous host of the Daily Show. But that other guy, I can't remember his name. The one that got in trouble for saying N-word.
Oh, Bill Maher?
Bill Maher. He had an episode last week. I actually stood up and watched it, and I really never try to watch Bill Maher because it gets a little boring for me. But he was talking about the COVID situation and how people are not taking it serious, you know. And he did mention it as well. They're not taking it serious until it hits somebody close to home. Then it's like, oh my gosh.
But that's how
But people are like that
the
with
masses of people are anyway.
Yeah.
People didn't believe crack was real until they motherfucking son started smoking it.
Yeah, and they start coming in your house at night and stealing your jewelry and
You know what I'm
stuff.
saying? And let me say this about, and I know this is off task, but I just want to, it hit me and I want to get it out. If you don't have any empathy for my brothers and sisters that survived the crack era and that may be going through that generational curse that was put upon us in the early 80s, if you don't have any empathy for them, I'm sorry, but your 17-year-old son or daughter that's hooked on oxys,
And popping perks.
fuck them. You didn't care about mine, why the fuck should I care about yours?
Yeah. I remember that was called an opioid opioid epidemic is what they're calling it.
Yeah, it's an epidemic when it happened across 8 Mile, or
When it happens to non
when it happened across
color.
Telegraph.
For
or
non-persons of color.
It's an epidemic. But if it happens on the other side of Telegraph, 8 Mile, Woodward, well, really on the other side of Woodward, it really don't fucking matter.
Then it's because they're degenerates.
It's because of
They're animals. They're savages. This is what they do.
Right. That's the crazy part about it. And another thing that I want to get off my chest, and now that we're talking about it, well, we're not talking about it, but I've been wanting to talk about it. We have these conversations all the time. I want to talk about this Breonna Taylor situation. And I want to give people a real background and a real reason why the things that you think that should happen in the law will never happen for people that look like me. Okay. So back in the 1820s, maybe right after, a little bit before the Emancipation Proclamation, they established the police. You can look this up. Before 1820, there was no record of policing. Okay, but once it was going to be said that they were going to free the slaves, they came up with the police. So the police whole purpose is to protect property. I want y'all to remember, I want y'all to listen to this and remember that I said this. Their whole sole purpose is to protect property. So, in 1896, there was a case called the Dred Scott case versus the United States. Dred Scott was given his freedom and land from his slave master to live the way he wanted to. Police came to him and said, "Can't live like this. You're a slave, yada, yada, yada." He went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said any person that was born after him and before him and that came here in indentured servitude will always be considered property. Now, let's talk about Breonna Taylor for a second. Breonna Taylor, March 13th, laying in her bed asleep. Probably just got finished either getting off work, might have just got finished getting pounded out. We don't know.
Oh my God.
I'm just going to say she had just ended her day. Ended fighting one day, laying down, getting ready to fight another one. Her boyfriend hear a large bang at the door. Breonna Taylor is so tired that she doesn't even hear this humongous banging at the door. She's so fucking tired. Breonna Taylor is so tired that a gunfight breaks out and she doesn't even wake up. That's how fucking tired she was. She ends up getting shot 8 times in her fucking sleep. She never woke up. That's how fucking tired. Nobody ever speaks about this shit because they may not be that in depth into it. But when I heard that she was asleep when she got shot, so you mean to tell me, so there was a large bang first. They bust the door open. She's still asleep. He started shooting as soon as he saw somebody. She's still asleep. She never fucking woke up.
And y'all lit that girl up like a Christmas tree.
Shoot her 8 times. Take the man to jail. Months later. And this is another thing. This is another thing that is not a fucking coincidence, man. For them to give that ruling on the same day that they acquitted the people that killed Emmett Till, if that's not a slap in the face to let you know that your government don't give a fuck about you, I don't know what the fuck else a motherfucker can do to tell you that they don't give a fuck. So, Breonna Taylor, what was that, September 23rd, they said that the officers acted the way they whatever. But they are charging one officer for shooting the wall. And that bullet went into a person's apartment where I don't even think the people were there at the time. But the gentleman will now be charged for shooting a wall. So listen to this, black people. Listen to this. A wall has more merit than your life. A dog has more merit than your life. You know why? Because you're considered property. Until somebody undo that ruling of Dred Scott versus the United States of 1896, the police will be able to do whatever the fuck they want to do to people of color because we are considered property. Do you go to jail for shooting property?
No.
If you're a civilian, yes, you'll go to jail for shooting property.
But not as an officer of the law.
But if you're an officer of the law, you're not going to jail for shooting property. I don't give a fuck if the property bleeds. I don't care if the property has a heart. It's still considered property. And the law goes by the word of the law. So whatever is in the word of the law, that's what they're going to go by. So by this Dred Scott shit never even being challenged, they can use that as means to do whatever the fuck. It's in law.
Yeah. And just it's just so disheartening. It just makes you angry. It makes you angry. It makes you, in terms of that, bitter. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the trauma due to things like what happened with Breonna Taylor, Philando Castile, all these people, you know, these things that happen, it has a traumatizing effect on people. And people, and I don't think people really realize, like, black folks are handing down trauma from what they see in the media, as far as what they see in the media, their families,
what their family has been through, what their family put them through, outside entities, not being able to provide, maybe not being able to see, you know what? It's just a lot of shit that black people have to weave through just to have a good fucking day.
And then when you see things like that on television, and you know people are making excuses and trying to villainize the victim, it's like, I can't win for losing. You can be the best, but you can't just be the best. You got to be 10 times better than those non-persons of color to even be considered.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a shame. That's a shame.
To even be considered. We were literally just watching a cooking show. Shout out Netflix. Shout out the American Barbecue Showdown. I forget the name of the show, but it's a young man on there named Kareem.
Rashid.
Rashid. I'm sorry, Rashid.
Rashid. Yep.
Rashid says every fucking challenge. This is my first time doing this. I'm just going to use the culinary background that I got from my mom and my grandmother. I'm just going to use that, and I'm also use the what do you say, the Spanish background that he has. The
Spanish and Jamaican background.
Yeah, the Spanish and Jamaican background that he has, and I'm just going to, infuse them flavors from there. Every fucking challenge, except for one. Every fucking challenge that this motherfucker had, he knocked it out the fucking park. And I'm just astounded, because I believe him. I believe that this is his first time doing that shit. But that don't mean that motherfucker that shit ain't gonna be magical. Mm-hmm. Nigga, the goddamn nigga that's been cooking for 30 years told this nigga, oh, you trying to be an OG overnight.
Mm-hmm, he sure did.
Your first cooking competition, you cook 4 proteins. Who does that? Mm-hmm. It is some legit pit masters that wouldn't dare. I'm not doing what the fuck.
And then, don't get me wrong, Cayman's first competition ever, and came in second place against people who had won this before.
Who had won competitions like that before.
It's been doing this for years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
humble, gracious,
a gentleman.
The consummate of a gentleman.
Looking like a black god. Sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
He ain't know you, but you know.
Oh, thank you, dear. Mm-hmm. But you know what I'm saying? But we got to come from the same lineage, because you can tell by by him standing next to people, and I guess that's how I look to other
everyone,
people, to everyone, the massivity that he had over everyone else.
Yes, and
it was a guy there that was actually ripped and cut up, but he was a littler fella, and you can tell that you ripped or whatever, but
you ain't got
still
this
a little.
Man looked like a god.
You still a little fucking guy.
And he had that gentle giant situation. He wasn't soft or anything like that,
and it's funny that you keep using that phrase, gentle giant. Growing up for a very long time, when people used to call me a gentle giant, I used to always resonate that with being soft.
But that's not what that means.
Like I'll take the giant, but I don't necessarily want you to be calling me gentle.
But it's not. And that's the thing. It's for a guy to be gentle or something. That has to mean people have so turned that to where there has to be a soft thing. It's not a thing about being soft. The thing is, this guy is huge. Just like in terms of I would speak to if I was speaking to you. You're giant. But you have a gentleness about you. You carry yourself in a, not a rough and tumble, just bumbling over stuff kind of manner, but you got some style, some grace to you, some style to you, some je ne sais quoi, as you might call it, I guess. You know, hello, you know. So, you know, it's a good thing because you have the ability to be powerful. But you have the ability to turn that off. And this is the thing. When you're even bigger guy, little guys have a problem doing that. Being able to be gentle and soft and know how to maneuver in situations and adjust. Mm-hmm. But when you're a bigger guy and you're a guy of like your stature and Rashid's stature, to be able to do that and move elegantly and just captivate a room like that, that's a rare quality. And it's appreciated. You seen the way that girl's looking at that boy? She couldn't take her eyes off.
Yeah, I didn't even peep that. I'm like, she like, rewind it. I'm like, rewind it for what? What the fuck happened? She like, you see how she was looking at it? And she gave him that up and down, looked him up and down with a Because he had said something about cooking the chicken like his grandmother. Then he said something about his grandmother being his inspiration. The women in his life is the reason why he liked to cook, because he liked to cook for women. And once he said he liked to cook for women.
That's her. I seen all her gums. I said, how many teeth a person has? 37 or whatever.
32.
I seen all 32 teeth. Clear as day.
Hey, but there's a couple of you motherfuckers running around this bitch with 37 teeth in your mouth. Go to the goddamn dentist. You're too fucking old. And you too old to be between the ages of 32 and 40 getting fucking braces. Okay? Them bitches about to fall the fuck out anyway, fam. You only got 20 summers left until them hoes get the dangling out your mouth.
Find somebody who love you for the teeth you got.
Find somebody that will love you enough to lick your gums. Motherfucker, don't you go get no goddamn braces. Spending $2,500 to keep your fucking teeth in your mouth, and they about to fall up out your shit anyway.
But we can't forget about, just to backtrack, we can't forget about Sylvia that was on the show. Another person of color who had so much experience in fusion food, fusion soul, and she made some of the tenderest meats, and she was doing her thing. Got up to the final 3. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And what
I liked is when it came down to the final 2, they let her come back and work with Rashid. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I thought that was a beautiful thing. Like, look at that.
Because I like that, because that helped. That y'all, they just don't know how much that is going to help him. You know what I'm saying? Because I guarantee you, she was the one that told him, put that pig in a cage so you can flip it. I guarantee you. Because like I said, like he said, I ain't never make a pig before. I don't even know how to motherfucking make the goddamn structure. And she was like, don't worry about it, I got you.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure, and a lot of men have a problem doing this. A lot of men have a problem taking direction from women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And in situations like that, when you have no idea what you're doing, but you're in a situation where you can actually win,
right?
You may have to swallow your fucking pride and take some direction from somebody that know what the fuck they talking about.
But I just saw that Black Magic right there. She came in there, and it was just like that support. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just it's a thing. It's a whole vibe, and it was refreshing to see. Now I wish he would have won. He came in second place.
I think he should have won.
And I think he should have, but Pearl, what's the
he
name? Tina was kind of old. Don't give it to her. He knew to this.
Mm-hmm.
If this is his beginning, can you imagine
him 3 years?
3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now?
5 years.
He gonna kill it every time.
Mm-hmm. Fuck around, have his own show.
Right. So that I understood and I was okay with in terms of that. But like I say, it's refreshing to see. And I guess when someone calls you a gentle giant from now, if it's a female, I don't know what dude's saying. Just know that it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
No, it's always normally females.
All right.
Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah.
Once again, shout out La 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 Basin.
Next topic.
I cannot wait until season 3 so you guys can see the faces that she makes when this song comes on. I don't know why she doesn't like this song.
Oh, I told you why.
I think it's kind of like some of the dopest shit I've heard in probably the last 3 years. But she thinks this shit is fucking trash.
It's trash. The video is trash.
The video? No.
It is. And
come on, the video got a lot of visuals.
Thirdly, he is ugly as hell for that man.
How can you tell if somebody's ugly up to a mask?
Because he got to cover it up with that mask. That man's face is through. I guarantee. Listen, I bet everything I got right now in my pocket that man is trash in the face. I'm talking about, what's that dude that really, and ain't got nothing to do with his complexion. He just has very unattractive features. What's that one dude that's a rapper? With the look like doodle things on his head. What was his name?
Had doodle things on his head.
Oh, he got them dreads, but it looked like little, like Bantu nonsense.
Oh, Kodak Black.
They probably can. That's just my personal opinion.
Damn. But them the type of niggas you like. Niggas like Kodak
crazy. Black. Never in my life. Now, I don't get me wrong. I like the dark skin nigga. I do not like no nigga look like he just was in the electric chair.
He was in the electric chair and got up.
Yes.
How do you do that?
Ass bug out, T space the part like him. Whoo, some of them features. I done dated some uglies in my past, but that right there, that's a line I ain't willing to cross. It's just too much.
Well, speaking of, and to transition into the next topic,
let's go.
I want to talk about integrity. And I want to talk about the integrity of men. I found something out today that was very disturbing to me. And you know how I get when things disturb me.
Yeah.
I tend to get very animated, very rambunctious.
Loud.
I like to say rambunctious. You could say loud. I prefer rambunctious.
It's loud.
But I found out because my sister sent me a picture. Shout out No Heart London.
Poor gunshot.
Poor gunshot. I definitely got.
Sounds like a lightsaber.
She sent me a picture, and it was a picture of my. How can I say this and it has some type of anonymity to it?
What do you mean, a childhood friend?
Yeah, but he's more of my cousin than it. So okay, so she sent me a picture of my cousin, and it had a caption under it that said my MCM. And when I looked at the person that sent it, it was from my childhood best friend's wife. And when my sister sent me the picture, it hit me, but I really didn't hold any merit because I didn't know the facts. I hadn't talked to anyone. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I'm normally in my own little bubble, fucking with my personal space. Shout out to my site. Damn, I lost my thought. What was I talking about there?
You was talking about
Oh, I didn't have any information. I stay in my own little bubble. I don't fuck with nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really be knowing shit. But when I went to the dispensary and talked to my childhood best friend's sister and pretty much got confirmation from that, that's when the berateness and the rambunctious loud, as you call it, that's when all that shit came about. It really felt like those emotions were like packed into some type of ball or case.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then once I got the confirmation of it being real, it just all just like. Now, I say all that to say, fellas, and I'm talking directly to you, gentlemen, fellas, niggas, I need you motherfuckers to do better, man. For real. I need you motherfuckers to stand on something and fucking believe it. I need you niggas to rest on your laurels. And if you don't have laurels and or morals, I advise you to try and go on some type of fucking journey where you're going to be left alone and you got to try to fucking find yourself. You know what I'm saying? You need to go into the middle of the fucking world, get dropped off, and figure out how to get fucking home. That's how some of you niggas need to find some morals. And that may be the only way for you niggas to find some morals is to get dropped off in a place where you don't know anybody or anything and figure it the fuck out. Now, I may be going off on a tangent about some other shit, but I say all that to say, it is too many fucking women in this world for you niggas to go and fuck with your childhood best friend. Not to fuck with your childhood, the nigga you grew up with, white. Like, come on, man. Come on, dog. That shit weak, man. I have this thing about marriage anyway. I don't fuck with marriages. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If a heifer's married, go on, get the fuck on. You like sis. You my little brother now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all, hey, how you doing? Elbow dap, side hug. You know what I'm saying? Let me take the trash out, play with the kids. I'm getting the fuck on. That's it. Ain't no way I'm heading down the sexual path with somebody that is a real wife. I'm talking about a real wife though. You know what I'm saying? Not you common law motherfuckers. I'm talking about a motherfucker, not just you motherfuckers that just had a ceremony. You know what I'm saying? You had niggas come kick it with you, but y'all ain't got no marriage license. Niggas don't wear rings. Like, man, get the fuck on. Y'all niggas just paid for a party, had niggas come through, and now y'all doing the same shit y'all was doing before the party, living together. I ain't talking about you motherfuckers. I'm talking about you real life individuals that have marriages on record that you can go to that state courthouse and pull that marriage license. If you ain't got a marriage license, I ain't fucking talking to you. Because if you do something to somebody in a marriage, you know what I'm saying, domestically or whatever the fuck that shit is, like, they could fucking kill you and get away with it. I had a moment of rage, Your Honor. I just seen red. I found out this man was having sex with my wife, and I don't remember anything after that. Nigga, that can go on for 2 to 10 years. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This nigga just gonna sit in the asylum and eat peanuts the rest of his motherfucking life. He ain't gonna do no hard goddamn time while your stupid ass laying in the ground with dirt on you. Mm-hmm. All because you wanted some of this, ooh, this ain't married pussy. Gotta give me a Mary shot. Like, get your stupid asses out of here, man.
That's funny.
Stupid motherfuckers.
That's funny. But some people don't have no care about stuff like that. And they should, but it's like, you know, hey, some people ain't loyal to that effect where they care about whether or not something they do is going to ruin somebody's family. Mm-hmm. They don't think that's important. There's a lot of people who just feel like that's not relevant or that's not of their concern, and that's crazy.
And that's why you motherfuckers go through the shit y'all go through. Touchdown! Touchdown. Touchdown. Georgia is fucking Auburn up. Do you hear me? They locking their ass down on defense and scoring that motherfucker at will on the offensive end. Georgia for real, though. They'll never beat Alabama, but they for real.
Yeah. No.
No, they're not going to beat Alabama. Alabama got... Anytime Alabama got a scoring offense, it's going to be extremely hard to beat them because every fucking year they have a great defensive team. You know what I'm saying? It's damn near impossible to score on them motherfuckers. You ain't scoring no more than 24 points. That's it. But if they have an offense where they can score 30 or more, they won't lose a game. Wow. Unless somebody injured. And then sometimes that really don't matter because then the nigga, the second string nigga be just as good, if not better, than the first string nigga. That'd be the crazy shit. And I hate to say that, and I hate to say this. I fucking really hate to say that was a beautiful throw. I really fucking hate to say this. But Ohio State is like that too. I fucking hate Ohio State. And until Michigan figure out how to either develop players like that or get a farm system the same way Ohio State has, they're going to always get their ass beat. And this comes from a true blue Michigan fan. Gonna always get their ass beat. Let me see. What we got next? We went rules of engagement. Well, rules of engagement. Gentlemen, I don't know if y'all ever heard this phrase, but rules of engagement is another word for, I guess you could say, interaction, the way you move. I guess you can also say the things that you fucking do. Fellas, don't put yourself in sucker ass situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't put yourself in a situation where you feel you gotta pull out a gun and shoot a woman. You know what I'm saying? Even if that shit didn't happen. Even if it didn't happen the way that they're saying that it did, for you even being in that situation is sucker shit. And I repeat, fellas, do not put yourself in sucker ass situation.
It's not a good look.
Number 2. I would say it's probably because it's 656. What they say, 656,000 people in Detroit. which is a wild, crazy low fucking number. I remember, what was it? It might have been 20 years ago, but still. Detroit had, try logging out and log back in. Detroit had, no, go to add user. Did they give you the same shit?
Mm-hmm. You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, Detroit had at least about 1 million people in it. That was like 20 years ago. I don't know if y'all know, 20 years ago was only 2,000. It wasn't like 20 years ago, it was like 1980, goddammit. Just in 2000, Detroit had 1 million motherfuckers. Now, just 20 years later, we down to 650,000. Now, I say all that to say, 650,000 people. I would say that it's probably for every one man, for every one single man, it may be, I want to say 8 to 9 women to every one man. I can live with that ratio.
Yeah.
And I say all that to say, out of those 8 women, gentlemen, one of them does not have to be a woman that, oh my God. I hate even repeating this shit because it's fucking ridiculous, man.
Well, remember, and you know what's crazy? We knew a person, and you know this person simply said they don't care about if their happiness affects another person, which was super close to them, close as you can be. Close as you can be, a person that was as close to them as can be. And was like, they didn't care, was trying to date somebody that they I'm just saying, their sibling was dating.
Mm.
And did not care. It was of no consequence. Like, whatever. If it makes me happy, I'm going to do what I want to do. I don't care who it hurts. I don't care who it affects. You know what I mean? I don't care if, you know, this friendship is ruined by that. Don't delete it.
I'll bring it back up.
Oh. But, so to me, that's not shocking. Some people are just like that, unfortunately. Try to log in and that. Oh. It's just garbage. To me, it's just garbage. It says a lot about a person that's willing to do that. Like,
you're a fucked up individual, man. You're a fucked up individual. And I'm willing to admit that I wasn't always like that.
What?
And I didn't have any qualms. It never really happened. But if it did, at that point, I didn't care whether or not.
It was a friend.
It was a friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you didn't fuck with her no more, no matter how close the relationship was, if you didn't fuck with her no more and she wanted to fuck with me, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't fuck with her no more.
Oh, got it. That's crazy though.
And she wanted to, she wanted to get down. I was willing to get down, but it took my homeboy, shout out Al Jones. Make sure y'all listen, download whatever DSP you procure. Make sure y'all listen to that Pop My Shit by my dude Al Jones, man. That shit pretty decent. Lord have mercy. What was we talking about? That little shot threw me off. There we go.
Damn, that's what I'm talking about. On it popping. Go ahead.
What was we talking about?
We was talking about you said that after talking with John, it kind of put you in the
Oh,
mindset
yeah.
Some good shit to do.
Yeah, because he was like, I don't have to fuck with, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this was his words. He like, I'm a good enough looking guy to go get my own girl. Like, I don't have to fuck with your chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that type. And it made me think, like, he's absolutely correct. All these women in the world, why are we fucking the same ones? It makes no fucking sense. That's madness. That's bedlam. That's madness.
Yeah. But it's crazy how that can happen. But I just hear people say, we was in love though, like he really loved me, I really love her.
Love.
I mean, for me, if you fuck with somebody that I used to fuck with, all of a sudden, and me and you was cool, we fam, I feel like you was plotting the whole time.
That's what I'm thinking.
In my mind, you was plotting this the whole time.
That's
this
what
ain't new.
I'm
This
thinking.
ain't new.
Not only have you been plotting this shit the whole time, it ain't no telling if you two motherfuckers have been doing some shit behind my back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what it is. And that's when stuff like that happen, that's the vibe you get. Like, oh, this motherfucker's been doing this the entire time. Now I don't believe nothing you say. And I'm a big believer in, you know what I'm saying, keeping it 100 with me. Because once you start lying, I can't believe nothing you say.
Mm-hmm.
It's all, what is the word you like to use? Cannon fodder. I'm not trying to hear it. So, in terms of that, I do understand. I mean, but when you do the dirty shit gonna come back to you. So, in terms of that, I wouldn't even be really tripping on them people. I'd be like, it's okay, because ain't nothing good gonna come doing no shit like that. Ain't no good gonna come out of that. So, pray for him. Don't wish him no harm. Shit like that.
And I also want to say this, man. Like, I don't give a fuck how much money you have. I don't care how established you feel. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how much prestige you think you are afforded. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. If you choose to fuck with a woman that your homeboy has either married, has a child with, or has expressed to you a certain type of sentiment for this woman, and you go and fuck her, you are a piece of shit, and whatever happens to you, you fucking deserve.
Drops the mic.
So yeah, we about a good hour in, and I'm done with topics. Is this something that you want to get off of your chest? Something you want to talk about?
Yeah, just really quickly. Just want to mention. I think people nowadays, we hear a lot of black people delving into spirituality, being spiritual, and their ancestry, and manifesting things that they want in their lives and speaking it into fruition.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that so frowned upon? Like, oh, she's manifesting this job. She's manifesting this place in life she wants to be. Or she's manifesting this man that she wants.
Probably because manifestation has been used by a lot of scammers.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to believe in something that has been pretty much taken up by people that you know are dishonest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it is hard to pick through.
So I'll put it to you like this. If, let's say, Rihanna or Beyonce was talking that manifestation shit, then it would have a whole different stigma on it. But since you got, and I hate to say this, since you got motherfuckers like B. Simone, you know what I'm saying, Sukiana, you know what I'm saying, since you got motherfuckers like that talking about, man, Cardi B, Meg, since you got these type of people talking about manifestation, it's kind of hard to get behind that because you know your manifestation came with a little scam sprinkled in it.
A little scam. Okay. I get you. But I think manifesting is the thing we all do. We ask for what we want. That is the objective of a manifesting. You're asking for what you want. You're putting it out into the world. You're putting it out to fruition. If you believe it, if you really believe it, and you put forth the effort, what you ask for, you will be given. That's what I feel like. You know, and that same energy you put in the world, you're going to get back. So if you manifesting good energy, productivity, you manifesting this new business you working on. Yeah, it take work. You got to work for it.
That's another thing, man. Y'all can't be scared of hard work, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially black people. You know what I'm saying? When I hear somebody's, I don't care what hue you are. When I hear somebody say lazy nigga or lazy black person, it makes me really fucking upset because how fucking dare you call a person from slavery descent lazy? You motherfucker.
After 400 plus years of free service,
how
free labor,
dare you? How dare you? Okay, I get it. Maybe you shouldn't be sitting in the basement at 28, living off your mom, and not even making an effort to do anything for yourself. I get that. But it's another word you can call that person other than lazy.
Uninspired.
Maybe. Full of shit.
Not motivated.
Maybe.
You know?
But lazy? No. That motherfucker's a lot of things, but he is not lazy. Might be a little unmotivated.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Might need to put a little pep in his step. But once that motherfucker find the pep, watch the step, bitch.
Right. And what I feel like, though, is I want to just say to people, manifest what you want. Ask for what you want. Put it out there. Because if you speak life into something, just like you breathe life into relationships. You breathe life into, keeping it as simple as plants. You know what I'm saying? Breathe life into those things that you claim that you want. And even at my age now, at 35, I'm starting to do that. I'm asking for what I want. I'm speaking it into existence. And I'm meaning it. And the possibilities could be endless. I just think it is. And it can be such a turnaround. Contrary to what some people think. It's okay.
I definitely agree with you. You know what I'm saying? The universe has a way of giving you what you ask for.
Yeah.
You know, it may not be in the timely fashion that you ask for it, but once you put that brain power out in the universe, and it start connecting with the leaves and the trees and the birds and the ground, because all that shit is connected. Once that shit start connecting, neurons and shit get to firing, and then that's when the world starts to align, which I believe is the reason why the world turns.
Oh.
Because
there's good symmetry there. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Because I feel, and this is a crazy ass horror, and the only reason why I even have any type of horror genre in my movie bag, because I have a bunch of movies. So if it's anybody out there, especially a black production company, screenwriter. If you're looking for ideas, you need to hit your man up. I have at least 5 blockbusters on Deckington waiting to be put into the world. At least 5. Caucasus Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that motherfucker's a blockbuster hit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
It is.
That motherfucker will pack a theater. What was the one? The other one was the Black CIA.
Yes. Which I loved. I like that one.
Talk about a coup. And then I got another one. I just named it, and we talked about it earlier in the podcast. My third film would be the story of not the story of Dred Scott, but I would just call it Dred Scott.
That'd be good because a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
And
But the
information
twist,
is key around here.
But the twist. So let me talk about my movie idea for Dred Scott. And this is another thing. A lot of people used to tell me, like, don't talk about your ideas out loud because people are going to steal your ideas. And I understand that, but it's something about shit that you passionate about. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That you can tell people about your passion, but people can't portray your passion.
Like
man.
you can.
You know what I'm saying?
That's one of the things that's called like your gifts. People can do this. Like I said, they tell people, like, people get in markets that are saturated, for example. That's a saturated market. Everybody's doing this. Everybody might be doing it, but 10 or 12 of, might be doing it, but they might not do it as good as you.
It's funny that you said that people tell you not to get into a saturated market. Podcasting is now becoming a very saturated market.
Everybody got podcasts.
But I feel what will stand out from my podcast than anybody else is that I have the ability to pull things out of people that other people may not be able to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm able to say something because of the way I think that I know everybody is not thinking that way. But even though, and I also know how to say things that may be deemed malicious, but it's all in your fliction and your...
You gotta put that shit on shit. That's what that's called.
You know what I'm saying? I guess for lack of a better phrase, I know how to put sugar on shit. Listen to my podcast. Because I know how to make shit sound... I know how to make dumb shit sound good.
Getting your source, use those...
Yeah, man.
Heavy and thick words. You know?
Yeah, man.
Scholar.
People think you know what you're talking about when you use big words.
Right. And still have no clue.
They definitely have no clue.
None the wiser. I'm
just a little higher on the clueless list, but
it cracks me up. And I'm like, somebody fell for that. They didn't know you was talking bullshit. Oh, okay.
Nope. See, and this is when I'm watching TV one day, right? And I was reading these magazines, and I kept seeing this phrase: survey says, survey this, survey that, and then I'm listening to how the reporters say the survey or whatever the fucking survey is, and I'm watching how the writers write out whatever the survey is. So I'm thinking to myself, like, I can use this same diction, same inflection, and kind of permeate it through like ignorant culture and make it sound like it's some real shit.
And people will believe you.
Like, one of my things is anytime I see a woman drinking Hennessy, I tell her, surveys say that women that drink Hennessy like to have rough sex.
What?
Exactly. But some motherfuckers would think, because you use the phrase, survey says, that shit might hold some type of merit. Like, damn, where
Like,
you
really? I didn't know that. Where you find? Girl, shut up. He just trying to coach you to see if you like rough sex.
Coast.
Where he can get in.
More of a coast.
And coax.
It's more of a coast. It's more of a and see, a lot of women.
Don't fall for the cheese in the trap. That's all I'm saying.
A lot of women. Oh.
Just saying.
Ooh, she
Don't
just
fall
used
for
one
it.
of the tax stone euphemisms. Shout out tax. Don't fall for the cheese in the trap. Man, you just said a mouthful right there, lady.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of women don't know. Like, and I probably shouldn't even be saying this, but
Let it out. Let it go.
like, women kind of hold the key to everything, right? And I've said this on my podcast numerous times. It's one of the reasons why I'm kind of hard on women, is because if they step their bar up, men have no choice unless this man is just going to stop having sex with women and be cool with beating himself up or going to the other side. Whichever one of those two options that you're going to choose, you're going to have to step your shit up, sir.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to. Do you know why a man gets his hair cut?
For women.
Do you know why a man likes to get the car and walk around in the latest fashion and buy the dopest shoes? You know why a man does that?
For women. To appeal to women.
Exactly. He wants to go out and at least have the opportunity to, if I do say something to this woman, she's going to stop and be like, smell good, he got on, shirt ain't dirty, shoes is nice.
Yep. He look good.
At least he look presentable.
Yeah.
His representative got him looking nice today.
And them haircuts, boy, haircuts can make an ugly nigga look so fine. You be like, hold on, pause, what? Let 2 weeks pass, that shit get to looking, bro. You know what? Wasn't what I thought it was.
Yeah, so I say all that to say, yeah, like nothing is moving and shaking without women. And if men want to, what I think men should do is protect women at all costs, especially black women. Like, everybody pulls strength from black women. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole women's movement and shit of that nature, like all that shit came from black women. From the Underground Railroad to Shirley Chisholm to fucking Nina Simone to Maya Angelou, like the civil rights movement, like none of this shit would even be possible without black women, because black women can go in different areas of the world where men can't. But, and this is kind of where I get kind of like upset that black women go into these areas where men can't, but they still represent us. You know what I'm saying? They still try to bring some type of male figure to the forefront and say, yeah, I understand y'all think I can do it, but I want this black man to head this and head that. You know what I'm saying? Make him the king. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of pisses me off that black women are not champion for that. Oh, 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 it's so cute. That's so fucking cute.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man. You know, I've been getting this bad rap lately about how I'm a woman basher and all my jokes that are about black women are not funny. They're more hurtful than anything. And the only reason why that type of shit bothers me is because, and I don't know if I said this on the last podcast, and I don't have no problem saying this on every fucking podcast, but the only reason why I have a problem with that is because all I know is black women. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they was talking the wage gap between men and women, like, I don't know anything about that because only people that were bringing income into my household growing up was black women. So I don't know if there's a difference between what a black man brought into your household than what a black woman did. I don't know. You know, I can't really too much speak to that. Can you speak to anything like that?
Well, my grandparents, for the most part, I was used to seeing. My grandfather was the head of house, but for a long time until he passed away. But my mom was always, when I wasn't staying with my grandparents and I was with my mom, it was always her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She always took care of everything. She was the breadwinner. She just, she was really strong. Really strong. So, yeah. I know there's a wage difference. I never knew how much because, like I said, because my mother, I was in a single parent home for the most part.
Right.
My parents were divorced, so, he did him, she did her, but it was always her taking care of everything.
Yeah, man. So get off my fucking back about that, me being a woman basher. There's nothing of that. I'm not a woman basher. I fucking love black women. The closest thing you're going to get to any god is black women. And don't y'all ever fucking forget that. And I'm going to repeat that again. The closest thing you're going to get to any god is a black woman. So you might want to start worshiping motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the end of the podcast. I want to say thank you to Big Damo for coming through. I also want to say that my I guess you can say my second eldest headache wanted to say hi. She wanted to say hi. I'm not going to say what her name is. I'm going to keep her name.
Okay.
Do the anonymity, but Big Damo know who I'm talking about.
I do.
And she wanted to say hi.
Aww.
So. How the fuck you know that now?
That's what I used to call her.
Who?
Lauren.
Really?
Mm-hmm. She's a baby and she was a little baby song.
Anyway, I ain't gonna even get into that. We gonna end the night with a little Nipsey. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. One of my favorite joints. It's called Ocean Views. Before we go, I just want to tell everybody, look, man, y'all be safe out there. Don't let this little opening shit fool you. We are not in the clear. Put your mask on if you're going to be in large ass areas with a bunch of motherfuckers that you don't know. Even if you do know them and you don't necessarily trust them that much, put a fucking mask on. Don't let a mask be the reason why somebody close to you die. All right? Y'all be safe out here in these streets. What's up?
Ocean views, small circle, it's a chosen few. I wrote it down and I followed through. I bought a pound and we rode the few. I talk shit, but she know it's true. Ocean views, small circle, it's a chosen few. I wrote it down and I followed through. I bought a pound and we rode the few. But she know it's true. This is in my section. Yo, with all this money, I'm obsessed. Weapon. Turning off y'all extras. Turning off this bullshit direction. Turning up my grind. Waking up to more pressure. But it's all in your mind. So I never feel pressure. Knew it's all in due time. Now I done stack it like Texas. Hustle hard as my message. Then double back and get extra. Know I spaz when I catch it. Yellow bone, white Lexus. All black tint, blue white cuffs, fat gold chain, spray chains. I'm just young and I'm bragging. I'm just on for my section. I'm just out on top speed with my top down and I'm revving. I don't know about hell. I don't know about heaven. All I know is about right now. This lifestyle is interesting. Ice down in my session. I just write down his confessions. Niggas died and got life around me. I guess that I'm an exception. Blessed ocean view. Small circle, it's a chosen few. I wrote it down and I followed through. I bought a pound and we rode the few. I talk shit, but she know it's true. Ocean view, small circle, it's a chosen few. I wrote it down and I followed through. I bought a pound and we rode the few. I talk shit, but she know it's true.